Hello, my name is Kyle Church. I'm a fourth year student at the University of Guelph, majoring in finance, and I'd like to talk about some results from a careers, interests, and abilities quiz that I did. The first question we'll be talking about is, did anything from the results surprise me, yes or no? And why or why not? So for the career interest quiz, my results were directive, innovative, and methodical. I'd say that's pretty in line with how I feel about myself. Some background knowledge. I grew up in a household where my parents both worked for the banks in capital markets, so I kind of grew up believing that's something I want to do. And as I've grown as a student, um, and grown personally, I think that is in line with how I feel based on my studies and my interests. Um, one of my results being directive makes sense. Ever since I was young, playing in sports, I always wanted to take a more leadership role and help people, not in a way of being bossy, but to encourage people to be the best version of themselves. And if I can get into a spot in my career where I can be a manager doing that and helping people, I think that's very in line with how I feel about myself. Methodical, I prefer structure, routines, stuff like that. I think that's also in line with how I feel. Um, Again, based on how I was raised and grown up with friends, I enjoy problem solving. So it makes sense, and I think a career in that will help me enjoy my job and enjoy my life. So I believe that's in line. The only one that I'm a little questionable on is innovative. Um, I don't believe I'm too creative. Growing up, I was never into the artistics and stuff like that, which I wanted to be. I just wasn't too good at it. But I guess based on some of the questions or the answers that I provided, I guess I am a bit innovative. It says I like being challenged with new experiences and enjoy problem solving. So I guess that makes sense, not so much more in the creative aspect, but being innovative to solve solutions, which I guess is in line when I think about it a little more. So it's surprising, and it makes me think maybe I could be more innovative. So it's good to know. And then for the abilities quiz, it says I have strong numerical ability, uh, general learning ability, and finger dexterity. Um, that all totally makes sense with how I feel. I currently have a job with TD Bank in anti-money laundering, so I have to be good with my fingers in Excel. I'm actually taking a Wall Street prep course because that's a career I want to pursue. So I believe that's in line. General learning ability. I always like to be a student of the game, as I say, whether it is a sport, whether it's learning at school or learning at my job. So that makes sense. I really like to focus and listen to what people have to say because I value their words. And then numerical ability, I believe I'm good with math and solving mathematical computation, so that makes sense. What do the results tell you about possible career paths? So a lot of them that came up was related to economics and policy and being more of a manager in that role. I currently am not. I'm young. I'm still in school. I believe I have a strong job and a strong road to becoming a manager. So I believe that's in line. As I said, I'm in anti-money laundering with TD, but I'd like to move more towards corporate banking as my next step, which I'll talk about very shortly. There's some more to go on there. So I believe I may have an early step compared to other people, which I'm very grateful for, but and I'm very thankful for that. So I believe I feel strong in my career path, and this kind of reinforced how I feel, which was really nice. The last question was, what questions do you want to explore this semester related to career development and possible career paths? So yeah, I'm at TD, but I want to move up within TD. Being a finance student, I'd like to be more in the front office capital markets role, which is, I understand, is very competitive from what I hear, coffee chats and stuff like that. So I just want to know more so how I can help myself stand out internally within the bank. And that's a large reason actually why I chose this course. So I'm very excited to learn more about that. And then I want to learn, because I'm getting my undergrad degree, and I'd like to know about different certifications that I could get post-grad, or whether a master's. I'd like to learn what employers look for most and value most when hiring, so I can help further my career.